Hello everyone, my name is Usman Ahmad and I work in Grafana Labs as a senior developer advocate. And in this video, we're gonna learn how to use the Grafana Google Sheet data source plugin so that you can visualize and monitor the data in your Google Sheet or spreadsheet in a Grafana dashboard. So let's get started. So this is our Grafana Google Sheet data source plugin documentation page, and it explains all the requirements, how to get started, and even how to create a sample dashboard, which we'll also create in this demo. So let's take a look at the requirements. So the basic requirement is that you should have a Google account. You can create one if you don't have, and you need to have at least one of the Grafana flavors installed. Either you can use this on Grafana OSS, Grafana Cloud, or Grafana Enterprise. And let's take a look how to set it up. So we will click here and first go into the installation. So there are multiple ways how to install and use this Google Sheet plugin. The most easy way is to use the Grafana plugin catalog. Basically, you will install this directly from the Grafana web UI, which we'll also use in this demo. But there are also other methods, such as you can install this plugin by visiting the Grafana plugins official page. So if you click on this link, you can see this page and it will explain how to install and also see the related content or the documentation. Similarly, you can install this plugin from our GitHub repo, where you can define which Grafana Google Sheet plugin version you want to use and install it manually. There is also a command line explanation if you are using Windows as well. Lastly, you can install this plugin using the Grafana CLI tool. So those who are using Linux or Mac can use this instruction how to install this plugin. There is also instruction for Windows user, so you can install this as well. And also you can install the custom version as well for both Linux and Windows operating system. Once you install it, then you can go to Authenticate, Configure and Provisioning. In our case, let's take a look how we can install from the plugin catalog. So make sure that you have Grafana up and running, and make sure also that you are using the latest version of Grafana. Now click on the menu, go on the administration, then click on plugins and data, click plugins and search for Google Sheets. Click this, and in my case I have already installed it, but I can show you how I can install one more. So I will click on add a new data source and I can name it as demo sheet plugin. Okay, now it is installed. The next step is to authenticate. So after you have installed the plugin successfully, it is very important that you need to authenticate it to your Google account or the Google service. And for that, we have this page which explains how to authenticate it. There are three different ways which you can use for authentication. The first one is the API key, which allows you to create a Google API key in your Google account. The second is using the JWT token, or the third one is checking the GCE service token. Make sure that you check this page frequently, because these instructions might changes or maybe some new feature added when it comes to authentication. In this demo, we are going to use the Google API key, and in my case, I have already configured it. So if I go back to the data sources, you can see that I have multiple data sources configured, and the one which actually works and is ready to use is the Grafana Google Sheet data source. Once you click it, you can see the similar details which we just saw in the documentation. So there are multiple ways which you can authenticate. Currently there are three, but could be more in future: the API key, JWT and GC account. Since my API key is already configured, so in case if you want to use it, just paste your API key here by following the instructions from here or from the documentation. And once done, click Save and Test, and you should see a success message. Now it is time to create a dashboard. So click on the home and click on dashboard, and click here on new dashboard, add visualization, and select the correct data source. In our case, it is this one. And now let's go back to the documentation. So there is a documentation section how to use the query editor. As you can see in this screenshot that we need the spreadsheet ID and the range. The range is optional, it can auto detect itself, but we do need the spreadsheet ID and we need to paste this ID in the query editor. There are further instructions given how to use the spreadsheet ID in this documentation and how to get the cell range. We will take a look by creating a demo dashboard so that we can learn by using how to make use of all this information. So since we are already here, now we will need to open this demo sheet in our browser. Okay, and this is an average temperature spreadsheet. It contains a column for month and 3 columns for 3 different cities: Stockholm, Berlin, and Los Angeles. Now, how to copy the spreadsheet ID is that you need to copy this information here till here. Okay, this is your spreadsheet ID. Simply copy this and go in your dashboard and just paste it and press enter. We click zoom to data and now you can see the data is arriving. So basically this is our spreadsheet ID, and once it is valid, we can see the details. Also, what we can do is that since this is a time series data, we can change it to the table format and view in a tabular form. But we can do other customization as well. So we can use some sort of different data. Maybe we can use the gauge panel and we see different option. We can even go further more if we want to add, for example, threshold that anything above 10 is high. Okay, and we can also add any the base temperature is 1. We can add this information, and anything above 4 is green, and 20 means it's hot. Just as an example. So you can customize your data. Maybe it's a scientific data, maybe it's a calculation data, maybe for some cost saving. So there are many use cases where you can use this plugin to view information in a dashboard. We can now name this panel as weather data. Click on save dashboard. We name it the dashboard itself as a demo dashboard, and now we click save. Now if we go in our dashboard folder, we should again we have to click the save dashboard. That is fine. Now we see this demo dashboard here, and if we click it, we can see this information. We learned that the plugin is very powerful as it auto detect the range itself and give us the appropriate data. But what about if we need to select a specific range? So let's create another dashboard, and we click on a new visualization. Again, select the data source, the correct one, and this is our spreadsheet ID, right? We paste it here. It will again give us the temperature of all 3 cities, but we need information only for Stockholm and Berlin. So what we will do is that we will press shift and select only the required columns. And now we have this range here. So if we copy this and paste this range here, it will refresh, and now you see that there is only 2 cities available in our dashboard graph, or in the time series graph: Stockholm and Berlin. So this is another very powerful use case that you can filter data, the data you need to view or show to others, and this plugin support this functionality. Now let's take a look in furthermore in the documentation. This is also explained a bit here as well. Lastly, we have the Grafana Play dashboard demos available. The Play platform allows you to play with our demo dashboard. In this case, we have some dashboard available for the Google Sheet Data Source plugin. To view them, just click on this link and it will automatically take you to that dashboard. This is the weather spreadsheet data where you can view this information in more detail. in more different visualization panels. Feel free to try it out, and also let us know if you like this video. Feel free to ask your questions or suggestion in the comments. We will be happy to help you out. I hope you really like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.